Good morning, everybody. This is Pastor Rick, Broadman Baptist Church, Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. And today is the Broadman Word for September 27th, 2021. And today I want to talk to you about the cloud versus the server, spiritually speaking, of course. And this is taken from the devotional Radical Wisdom. We live in a technological society. I'm sure that's not any news to you. And so, in technology circles, you may have noticed over the last few years that cloud computing has become all the rage. Everything's in the cloud anymore. You keep music, contacts, applications, projects, everything is stored in the cloud. Because when it's on your computer server, locally, or even on another server, it could be lost, stolen, it could be corrupted, it could be lost, it could become out of date, both the file and the information. However, when it's in the cloud, it's safe and it's protected, it's backed up, it's portable, and it's kept current so that you can use it whenever you need to. So let's make an application here to our Christian walk or our daily lives using this analogy. Uh, some people spend years focusing on becoming, absolutely everything they can be. They're all about learning and growing, both as a person and as a Christ follower. Um, they've been developing their server, the origin of the information. So, in the world I live in, information is key, and there's lots of it, and it all needs to be assimilated and used or discarded if it's not of use. So, there is a tendency then to spend a lot of time learning and filtering in the guise of trying to develop and advance, but it's all server based. So uh, it's a good thing to grow and learn and try to become all you can be, both as part of the body of Christ, as an individual, who you are to your friends and family, and all that should be tied together with your Christian walk. Many people, however, end up seeing Christianity as a set of principles and beliefs that are generally centered around deciding what to do or what not to do in any given situation. That is a server mentality. We build our in house or our local capabilities and disregard, or at least don't pay as much regard to the outside. So, if we are a disciple, though, and a learner and a follower of Jesus, then where does the following part come in? That's the part that's in danger when you have a server based, learner based only mentality. The connectivity, the dependence on Jesus. As you grow and mature, there's this presumption that you've got it all together, that you can start, helping others with their walk, which is wonderful, and you should. But there becomes a danger of a lesser dependence, a lesser connectivity to Jesus. So we can focus so much on the learning part and so much on ourselves and our performance that we can end up cutting God out of the equation. We can get smarter, we can get really smart, but end up missing out on his wisdom and the fellowship that he wants us to have moment by moment and decision by decision and day by day. So um, we have to be careful then that our personal development and our growth doesn't stop. It should be continuous. You've heard me use the word sanctification before, and that's what it is, a constant growth in your walk with Jesus, specifically a walk towards Christ-likeness as much as you can each day. that needs to be constant and maintained. But you can't forget the connectivity, the relationship, the following part. So God's wisdom then, if we're going to stick with our technology analogy for the day, God's wisdom is not on the server, it's in the cloud. If we turn to Him when we make decisions, before long we'll be dependent on Him. If you have decisions to make and your first instinct is to turn to God about it and seek that wisdom, you will quickly become dependent on Him, connected to Him because of that dependence, and then you can get out of that server mentality. Because on the other hand, the more we depend on our server, our local knowledge, things that we don't store in the cloud, the things that are either in our brain or, otherwise local, we have the tendency to become less dependent on God because we have all this information within ourselves. It's all locally accessible. And so at that point, we become vulnerable, more vulnerable to attack and to succumb to that attack because we're not using the secure storage, the secure connected relationship of the cloud. We're depending on what's internal of ourselves, our server, and so we miss out then on the portability, the security, the accessibility, the currentness of a relationship with God. So let me read you something from Proverbs here. For the Lord gives wisdom, from His mouth come much knowledge and understanding. That's Proverbs 2:6. So in our walk, we need to always be introspective and intending on self-improvement and growth in our knowledge and maturity in Jesus Christ. But we cannot let that knowledge be the source of the relationship. We have to have the connectivity, the followership, and the dependency on Christ to truly make all those other efforts worthwhile and productive in the kingdom. So, learn, but stay connected, stay dependent on God, and He as the source of your strength and your knowledge and your wisdom, and not yourself. Listen, I love you. You have a wonderful day in the Lord. It is a marvelous day to be a Christian, and I'll talk to you next time.